So let's look at another question where you could be given some data and they want you to do some calculating. So here we're told that dandruff is when excessive skin flakes are lost from the surface of the scalp, possibly caused by an increased mitotic rate in the epidermis. Now, the makers of a new type of anti-dandruff shampoo make the claim that 70% of users will be able to clear up the dandruff with only one application of the shampoo. Now, to investigate this, they are going to use 1,000 people with dandruff who are chosen at random, and then they randomly allocate them to 200 groups of 5 people. Now, of each person who used the shampoo once, the results are shown in the table. So you can quite clearly see that in the table you've been told number in the group who reported dandruff being cleared up and the number of groups. So sometimes what they will do is they will give you expected values in a table, and they want you to calculate the remaining expected value and write it in the table showing your workings. So the first thing to note then is they've already told us the total number in our group because they told us that there were 200. So we know that our total number is 200. So then to work this out, what we would need to do is we would need to ensure that we then do some substitution. So therefore, we do 200 minus all our other expected groups to figure out that one value that was missing. So once we've worked out all our expected groups, what we then need to do is we need to use that to calculate our chi-squared value. So we know that chi-squared is the sum of our observed minus expected squared divided by expected. So all we're doing is we're adding this in, and that is therefore allowing us to work out our calculated value, which was 14.054. So it's important to remember that you need to be able to figure out your chi-squared value. You will be given the equation, so you don't need to worry about what the equation will be. You don't have to memorize that. It will be given to you in the exam. So to work out the number of degrees of freedom in this investigation, it's important that we know that n minus 1. Now, we have got technically 6 groups here. We've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when they gave us our expected value, what they did is they put 0 and 1 together. They amalgamated those data points. So therefore, our groups now is that there are 5 groups. Minus 1 means our degrees of freedom would be 4. Then what they'll do is they will tell you what the critical value is, or they'll expect you to read it off a table. Now this one, the critical value for chi-squared, with these degrees of freedom that you've just worked out of 4, at a 1% level of significance is 13.28. So then they're asking you, are you able to accept or reject the hypothesis, this claim by the manufacturer that 70% of dandruff sufferers will be able to clear up their dandruff with one application of the shampoo? Well, we know that our 14.054 is greater than 13.28. Therefore, we are going to accept this hypothesis. The manufacturer's claim is correct because at a 1% level of significance, 13.28 is our critical value. We are greater than that. So we are over 99% confident in the data that we have collected.